TGIF. Boy, are you glad it's Friday and it's another... Nope. This is the only time we do like restarts is me butchering the opening of our podcast. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Shoujo podcast, where we're a big deal because we do things with people now. And but what we do here on our podcast, no, this sucks too. Damn it. I'm like, oh, I feel bad I'm not.
Maybe we should play a word game. Maybe you should say the first word and then I'll say the next word.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Listeners
of
the
Shoujo
podcast.
And
you say and?
I don't
and non.
I'm already lost.
I was gonna say non-listeners. Our improv exercise did not work.
Sorry. Okay.
Welcome to another episode. We're in it. I feel like we're in it. I feel like our...
God.
You
damn. Okay. Welcome to the Disaster Podcast.
I think we should just start off with cringe. I think that's how we should begin.
Yeah.
Begin the Black Rose saga. With some cringe, with some failed, like, we'll do some comedy exercises. Yeah, I think it's good.
I mean, this is very much like it's not working, try something else, but not really, and it still doesn't work. And you're like, why doesn't it work?
This is our charm.
Just did the same thing.
This is our charm. Our charm is we just kind of talk and do whatever, and it's extremely amateurish. That's why people listen.
Don't you guys find it endearing?
Yeah.
Isn't it just adorable that we don't know what we're doing?
It's like we're there with you, annoying you in person.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, we're not. You couldn't call this a professional podcast by any means, but we hope you're here enjoying it regardless.
Yeah.
And yeah, sorry for any confusion to anyone who's just like, what?
Yeah, if you just started listening on this episode, you're probably like, what's going on? Or like if your friend is like, oh, this is a good podcast. Here, listen to this episode that just came out, and they hear this. Awful.
So sorry to embarrass you in front of your friends.
We're normally
like,
great. Normally we have perfect execution on the opening with no retries or anything. And we always feel good about it.
It's one of my few segments, and it's a struggle every time. That's okay. Yeah, Shoujo. God. We are covering Revolutionary Goop.
Revolutionary Goop. Revolutionary Goop.
We are covering Revolutionary Girl Utena, episodes 13 through 15. Is that right? Those are the right. I'm losing track now.
It sounds wrong, but that's
three. We're fully in it.
Oh yeah, vibe. There's a vibe change in these episodes for sure, which I like, but it also makes it harder to talk about. There just always be some kind of like troubling sibling dynamic that I had to be worried about in this series, I guess. But we'll get to that. You thought you were safe? You thought beating the student council was like a good, like we cleared the first hurdle?
Nanami and Toga, and you're like, no, there's whatever. Don't be like that. And it's exactly like that, seemingly.
What if it was way worse?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to it. But first, let's catch up. And
we were...
Yeah, tell me.
We guessed it on a podcast recently.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that's so exciting? Yes.
It won't be out yet, but it will be out soon.
So, yeah, but we can direct you guys there so you can check them out in advance of our episode releasing. So if you don't already listen to the Manga Talk podcast, it's available on all the podcasting platforms you typically encounter, and will be on one of their upcoming episodes here in a few weeks. So we were very honored to be asked to guest there, and we tried to at least pretend to be
not embarrass ourselves horribly.
Yeah, or make him regret asking us to be on.
Was very kind to bring us on and suffer through us babble on about whatever for 2 hours.
I know. He said we're one of his favorite podcasts. Do we believe it? I don't know.
Of course. He loves the openings. He's like, I can't wait for a brand new opening every episode. Who doesn't love that?
Because we were like talking a little bit and then we started recording and then he like turned it on and he's like, all right, people. Da, da, da. And he had like his voice commanding like attention and like we're talking structure and this and that. Mm-hmm. And then we're derailing conversations.
I'm out here being like, should we play a little word game as our opening?
And I dropped the ball immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so look forward to that. It was a lot of fun.
It was great. It was a great time. It's Manga Talk TAK. Yes. If you're searching for it. Yeah, so that was really fun. And then in my personal life, I have finally done it, Sarah. I have finished Turn A Gundam. I got to the end, all 50 episodes.
Oh, good. Because I always remember the difference. And don't just hear you say Gundam.
Yes.
I totally remember that you're watching this particular one and not some other one.
Yes, we all know Turn A. It's the one where Tomino comes back for another series and is a very good. It's really good. It's probably the best one so far, honestly. If you're going to watch any Gundam, you should probably watch Turn A Gundam. It kind of it solves a lot of problems that other Gundam shows have had where like the characterization is really good. I just like all the characters and it also kind of stays on task the whole time. And it looks fantastic. We haven't quite gotten into early 2000s. Everything's Digipaint. So everything still looks super good. And yeah, but I will be moving on to Gundam Seed. Something I know nothing about.
That's one I feel like I've heard of. When did that
it was really popular. I mean, this is what came out in the 2000s. This is like 2002 or something maybe. So this is what like people who watch Gundam as it was coming out was probably watching some like Seed or one of its sequel series or something.
Okay, yeah. I feel like I can see the logo in my mind pretty clearly. So look at you.
Yeah, I finished that.
A relatively modern anime now.
I watched G Savior, which is a Gundam live action TV movie co-produced or made in Canada.
Oh, yes.
It was pretty rough. It's what you can watch on YouTube. It's kind of charming in a like this is a weird movie that they made. It's kind of like an old episode of like Battlestar Galactica or like Star Trek or something, where it's just like people in weird outfits hanging out in control rooms. But it was still kind of charming, you know. Had some charm to it. Yeah, finished that. Finished Planetez. That ended weird.
Hey, I was just looking up. I was like, a coworker asked me for some slice of life anime recommendations. And I was like, so I was like Googling some and that came up as a slice of life anime. Does that seem right? It was on a Reddit. So it was just someone suggested that as a slice of life. It's hard because I feel like there's a lot of slice of life manga. And I feel like there's not as many, or at least animes that I've seen that are slice of life.
Yeah, I don't know. Planetez not really. Like some of the it starts out being that, and then it gets weird. And like the last couple episodes, they're like foiling a terrorist attack. And people are like just like talking about whether it's good that like developed globalized companies are exploiting underdeveloped countries and what that means. So no, I don't think it really becomes not a slice of life. Like halfway through and becomes a very muddled, weird thing that tries to do some political commentary that I don't think it quite nails or even makes a lot of sense.
There's like I feel like I listened to this podcast, What Went Wrong, and talks about movies and stuff. And a lot of the times it'll be like, well, they were going to do this plot. And then 9/11 happened and they had to change like the entire plot of the movie. I wonder there's any anime that were affected, like where it's like, oh, we did have this kind of thing happening and then that happened, or that they were far enough removed. Maybe it's just things being made in Hollywood that.
Well, I know that Gundam Seed is the post 9/11 Gundam, and that definitely affects what happens in it, I guess. So
okay,
I think it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to remember that like stuff like post 9/11 stuff that was popular, like 24 and stuff like that, you know.
Oh, really, yeah. That was a very prison break and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. What have you been doing?
I am on the last season of Survivor. I need to watch to have seen everything up to season 50. So almost done with that. I started a new podcast called Business Wars. It's not. It's a big one. I guess it's a Wondery podcast, but I was listening to the coverage of like Nintendo versus Sony and then Sony versus Xbox or I guess Microsoft and the console wars. That was interesting.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now I'm listening to one about Facebook versus Snapchat. And I'm like, for someone who has like worked in social media, I gotta say I did not have my pulse on like what was happening. I like vaguely remember Snapchat being popular, but apparently Facebook just stole like all of Snapchat ideas for their platforms. And that sucks. Like, I guess like Snapchat made like camera glasses before the Meta, and I know like Google tried to make smart glasses or whatever forever ago, and those were just did not go anywhere. So it's not like that was a new idea, but that was interesting to learn. Right?
I don't think like scooping Google the idea of smart glasses is really a thing to brag about because it's a stupid idea and it remains stupid. These Meta glasses are dumb.
If I could live stream to Twitch, maybe I'd get them, but it's a Meta one, so it's like only streaming to Facebook or Instagram, which I'm not interested in streaming to.
What would you stream if you had them?
I don't know. At least it'd be like, hey, don't murder me. I have witnesses watching.
Okay, but this is the whole thing. Like, I don't want everybody recording everything all the time.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, it'd probably be like go to the dog park or I don't know. Just honestly, well, I can see why people don't want people to be capturing. Yeah, I guess it's like people have dash cams and people have this and that though. So
that's true. But like if you have a dash cam, but it's just connected to the like onboard memory, it doesn't really matter. I don't want to have I don't want Flock being able to see everything that ever happens so they can, sick the fascist police on you whenever they decide they don't like you, right? Which is basically the business model, it seems like.
What's Flock?
Flock is a bunch of AI cameras that they're putting around everywhere because it'll law enforcement can use it to do some things or whatever. And basically they just record everything and they can capture your license plate so they can basically track where you're going. And they put it in a big database that anybody can search. So anybody can just see where you've gone.
Dang.
Yeah, it's great.
That's wild. Yes. Yep. What else have I been doing? I've been playing a lot of Coral Island. Got a new course coming out this week at work. Passport Hollywood, so that should be pretty rad. I'm thinking, so for the day before launches, I do trivia streams on our Twitch, and I try to dress on theme with the course coming out, and so this one's Hollywood. So I'm thinking, because for Alice in Wonderland, because I'll do where it's me and then I'll have a podium normally, but for Alice I did where I cut out a little tea set table so it looked like a seated tea set thing, and then this one I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try and do where I cut out a little old-timey car that I'm sitting in, and then I have a little fan and I have glasses and a little scarf on my head for old Hollywood, where it's I'm in a fake little car kind of thing. So that'll be fun. I went on a date on Friday, and that was nice. And I've been running. Multiple times a week, outside running, not just sad running on a treadmill. So yeah, I feeling good.
Nice. Your health kick.
Yes, and I watched our episodes early because I was excited to watch these episodes. So I'm ready to go. Normally I just kind of watch them the day of recording, which is good because then it's fresh on my mind, but we'll see how it goes with me having had a few days to stew on it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Pretty interesting episodes today. But first, you want to go into it? You got anything last minute thoughts? We go into the episode?
On everything? On
life?
No.
All right. Here we go into the episode then. Okay. We're going to start off with some voice actors. We have some new characters or characters that have lines these episodes. We're going to start out with Kanae Otori, who we're going to get into in episode 14. She is voiced by Ai Orikasa, who is the voice of Ryoko Hakubi and Tenshi Miyu, which is the main chick. The one with the kind of crazy hair. spiky hair throughout that whole thing. She is Galatea. How do I say this? Galatea in Claymore. Mm-hmm. Is that like a important person?
A few other Claymore. Yeah, I don't know. More so in the manga, I think, since the anime is only one season. But cool character. They're all cool.
She's Mononosuke in One Piece. She is Ren Soma in Fruits Basket's 2019 version. Who's that?
That is the family head, kind of one of the main antagonists of the show.
Okay. She is Fee Carmichael in Planetes, the thing I just talked about. Fee's a cool character. She's Fuala Griffin in Victory Gundam. She is Quattro in Gundam Wing. And she is the Japanese dub voice for Tommy Pickles in Rugrats.
Nice.
Pretty good.
I just think it's interesting. I'm like, do you watch Rugrats when you have like cool anime to watch instead if you're a child in Japan?
Yeah, they watch cartoons. You know, they watch like SpongeBob and stuff. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, listen, they got a bunch of voice actors just on hand, professional voice actors. You could just have them dub anything. They're so good at it.
Yeah, I guess they did have like a live action Spider-Man show that was just in Japanese. That was like really, really good. But like only like made in Japan.
Yeah.
Spider-Man live action. So do all sorts of stuff there.
All right. Our second voice actor is the voice actress for Kozue Kaoru, who is Mickey's sister, who we're going to spend a lot of time with in episode 15. She is voiced by Chieko Honda. She was the voice of Mariko Yui in Searching for the Full Moon.
Is that the name of the show or is it Full Moon?
It's like Full Moon something.
Oh, Saga Shite.
I don't know because I put this on there because I know it's Full Moon was Saga Shite. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's the first manga I ever bought.
Aha.
She's a cute character in that, like a bunny girl.
She's also Kurumi Kuwasaga in Kimagure Orange Road. She's Marie in Soul Eater, which is like the blonde weapon.
Oh, one of the sisters for okay.
No, not one of the sisters. She's one of the adults.
Oh, adult.
She shows up later.
Okay, I don't remember her.
Yeah, she is NLL in Gundam X, and she is LPL Pla in Double Zeta Gundam.
What are these names?
Oh, Gundam names are always ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's great. Yep. Here we go. So those are our main characters for today. But we're going to be starting off with episode 13, which is called Tracing a Path. This episode is a recap clip show, but there's some very interesting new content between the clips, so I'm just going to be talking about that part. We start with the Kashira Shadow Troop in space. Since last episode, they took off in a UFO at the end of it, which I guess carried over. And they talk about how Utena is the current victor, but will be called to battle once more in the next arc. In his house, a depressed Toga listens to a recording of the student council speech about how they don't break the egg, they're going to die before being born, and is like depressed and just sitting there, while Nanami like watches from a doorway, and she like doesn't know what to do because he's just sitting there.
It's so cringe. It's like someone, I don't know, who used to be like a star, and they're just like, oh man, that used to be me.
It's the most like that one scene in Howl's Moving Castle after his hair.
Oh my god, yes. Get over yourself, dude.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's very funny. We see a new guy go to the dueling arena and look up at the castle, and he suddenly appears in the castle alongside the prince, who's sitting atop a giant egg-like orb. This new guy is like, I see you haven't been awakened yet, and the egg is still unbroken. He's like, Utena has beaten everybody on the student council, and even won her 7th duel named Self, because apparently all of the duels have names. This guy asks the prince if something stirred in him when or during Utena's last duel, and it was clear that Anthy felt something, and maybe seeing her has given you hope for Utena. He recaps the first duel, called Friendship, where Utena fights Saionji for the first time, and we watch some scenes of it. Then he recaps the second duel, called Choice, which is the rematch between Utena and Saionji, where, she chooses to go to the duel a second time. He comments that since that duel where Utena first merged with the prince, which is where that happens for the first time, the seal on the power of Dios has begun to break, and he comments that all of the power of Dios might be revived within her if she keeps going. This guy comments that the power to bring the revolution itself isn't what caught the rest of the student council by but it was their desire to achieve it. And we get some recaps of the fights with Miki, which is called Reason, the fight with Juri, which is called Love, and the fight with Nanami, which is called Adoration. We also learned that the last 2 duels are called Conviction and Self. We don't really recap those, though. The guy comments that Utena could be the person they've been hoping for, and if she keeps going and she makes it to the duel called Revolution, she can release the prince. And then he adds that they will both equally profit from it ominously because the prince looks at him when he says this. He foreshadows the fights to come as we see a single rose surrounded by several black roses. Back in the dorms, Anthy comes home to Utena and Choo-Choo playing around. Utena asks Anthy where she's been, but Anthy deflects and does not answer. We get some shots of some locations that we're going to see next episode, and then we see that the Kashira Shadow Troops UFO lands in a stained glass window as we cut to credits.
Yeah, this is better than like a normal. I guess this is interesting. Like, you know, it's only 15 or 14 episodes, 12 episodes up to this point, so you don't necessarily need a recap, but it's kind of like an enlightening recap because you're getting it from another perspective. So I thought it was an interesting way at least to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we learned some stuff here, right? Like, we do learn that the duels, the number of duels is what's important. And the duel is like associated with a concept. And she has to fight a series of them to get to the one called Revolution. Also, this guy seems to know how all of this works. And it doesn't necessarily seem like the prince and this guy are friends.
No, the prince seems like a captive or something. Not in the egg, though. Well, you call it egg. I don't know if they refer to it as an egg, but I'm assuming that means something's coming out of that thing.
I don't know.
It's not the prince, I'm guessing.
No, he's on top of it.
Since he's sitting on it, yeah. So, like, what's coming out of that?
Yep.
Maybe Choo-Choo has a twin and it comes out of the egg.
Oh.
That'd be
powerful cool. Choo-Choo revolutionizes the world.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, but there's this guy.
Maybe the egg is like the dream of whoever revolution or some shit like that.
Pretty good. But yeah, we know this guy. Keep this guy in your mind. Maybe we'll see this guy soon.
Maybe
this guy who can just go to the castle whenever he wants.
Yeah. How do you get up there?
I don't know. Saionji is very, very jealous.
You mean Toga?
Yeah, Toga is also jealous.
No. Saionji, I guess he's the one who wanted to get up there. You're right. I've already cleared him from my mind. Goodbye.
It's okay. We don't see him in these episodes, so it's fine. Yep. Any other thoughts about this episode?
Nope. On to the next.
On to the next one. Episode 14 is called The Boys of the Black Rose. We open on a new building. The camera pans down to below the ground, and we get to a new location that looks like a black void. And in there, we see a boy who looks very similar to the prince of last episode, looking into a box with a single black rose inside of it. Another boy named Suiji joins him and comments that even underground, the black rose can bloom, and the prince looks at the boy and comments that his rose absorbs darkness itself. How do you feel about these hot topic boys?
At first, I thought, like, the first glance, I thought it was just like, I guess I thought with Black Rose it was going to be like Anthy has a dark side within her and she was going to be like, and so at first I thought it was Anthy because it was like when it was out, and then they start referring to like, I was trying to grasp the dynamic here because it's like one guy's like, you're a prince, but you really want to be the
we'll get to that part.
Something. Okay, yeah.
That part's pretty wild.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'll keep going. The prince boy comments that Toga has been gone recently and things have been quiet. And Souji says it's a good thing. We cut to the giant tower in the middle of campus as we hear Anthy leaving. And then we jump to the dorms where Utena has gotten home from some party. Anthy isn't there, and Utena comments that she isn't around much on Saturdays. Anthy comes home, and Utena is like, oh, where have you been? And Anthy says she had gone to visit her brother every weekend. And Utena is like, you have a brother?
We always get these reveals. Or it's like, no one just, well, you guys don't talk.
Yep.
Except for when the show's on, seemingly. Because there's like no progress in friendship. It feels like, I guess it's not surprising that she also, it's like, how much do we even know about these characters, let alone what they know about each other? So
it's a good question. It's a good question. Yeah. Utena and Anthy go to the main tower on campus to visit Anthy's brother. They exit the elevator into a giant circular room with nothing in it except an enormous planetarium projector.
The biggest device ever. It's so huge.
It's enormous. Anthy insists that he lives on this floor, and they exit the elevator. They wander around the room until Utena accidentally sees two people making out on a ladder. Which seems very unsafe.
Yeah.
And they try to leave, but get discovered, so they don't get away. We meet Anthy's brother, whose name is Akio Otori, and he looks very similar to the guy last episode. Yeah, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy who went to the castle.
Well, he's got, like, if I remember correctly, his character design almost reminds me of this character from Wolf's Rain, where it's like almost seems like a buzz cut, sort of trimmed head, but then they got a long ponytail.
Oh yeah,
It, like, doesn't make sense.
That was a style. I've seen that in like historical movies and stuff like that. I feel like, like I don't know. Did Will Turner have that in the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie before he went off?
His head was he had like locks on top of his head, but this is
I guess so.
It just seems short on top and then long, like a giant rat tail kind of thing.
Yeah. Anyway, we meet his fiance Kanae, and we learn that he is the acting chairman of the school, while the real chairman, Kanae's father, is gone because he's like ill or something. Akio and Kanae plan to get married when she graduates high school.
Love this. Love a high school student dating the stand-in chairman of the school.
Yep. Utena asks about the planetarium projection thing, and Akio says he likes to gaze at the stars, and Kanae jokes that he's just dating her to get access to the projector. She's like, it's why he sleeps here, and Akio comments that when he peers through the telescope, the stars reveal the true faces to him, and Akio says he'll name a comet after Kanae if he finds one. You know, a thing you can't do with a planetarium because you're not actually looking at the sky. You're looking at a projection of the sky. It's not real.
Oh. Good to know.
Everything. Yes. Every time Akio talks about space, he's always talking about his planetarium, which is not space. It's a projection of space.
Dang. Get him, Joe. You tell him. This guy's an idiot.
Fake ass guy. If you can't discover anything on a planetarium, dude. It's all code.
Maybe it's like a 2-in-1. Like there's a telescope and
you think it's like live streaming the actual space?
I don't know.
Akio says the students of the academy are all free, love learning, and never fight. And Utena's like, And Kanae adds that nothing bad ever happens at Otori Academy.
No, just children being slapped left and right.
Yep, everything's great.
Nothing bad happens here.
It's been 12 episodes of everybody having a great time. By the way,
we get rogue kangaroos going on a rampage and this and that. Nothing happens here.
It is very funny to be like, nobody ever fights. And it's like, dude, you suspended Saionji 2 episodes ago because he attacked somebody with a sword.
Dang, Joe. You're like his arch nemesis of reason. Like, you're just pointing out.
Very funny. Oh, this thing that happened that we watched happen that we all know? Yeah. Anyway, this whole time, Anthy has said nothing. Utena and Anthy get in the elevator to leave, and Anthy says goodbye to Kanae, and Kanae tells her that she can call her sister now if she wants, and there's a long pause before Anthy says sure.
Uncomfy.
Elsewhere in a new buildings, 2 professors meet with a student named Soji. It's that guy. The guy we saw before. Did I make it? Is that his name?
Pink-haired boy.
Yeah.
Who was talking to
the guy who was in the basement with the prince guy. I don't know why my notes are weird about that. Oh, his name is Soji Mikage. The same guy from the beginning of the episode. I literally have that in the notes. I just didn't finish reading the sentence. Incredible. The 2 professors
firing on all cylinders tonight.
Real good. It's like 11 at night for me. They thank him for helping them publish a paper, and Soji says that they owe him a favor. We learn that he is the sponsor of the Mikage Seminar, or otherwise known as the Circle of the Black Rose, which is some kind of secret society with high-powered members. Mickey comes to see Soji to reject his offer for joining the seminar. Mickey says he isn't ready to join at the moment, and Soji says that's too bad, but he can always join later. Utena and Anthy walk home, and Anthy thanks Utena for not telling her brother about the Rose Bride stuff. And Utena's like, it's cool. I don't want him or Kanae getting involved. I sure hope that doesn't happen this episode. They run into Mickey as he's leaving. And Utena's like, oh, what's this building? I've never seen this building before. And Mickey tells her that it's Numero Memorial Hall. And in the past, 100 boys were buried alive here. We cut to a room that has 200 shoes in it. Soji talks to the prince-looking guy whose name is Mamiya. Not Himemiya, Mamiya. And he tells Mamiya that he believes that he deserves to be the Rose Bride. And Mamiya is like, I'm a boy, so wouldn't that make me the Rose Groom? And Soji's like, no, bride suits you better. Anyway.
Okay, so then maybe this... Okay, I was like trying to remember what this was. Okay, so maybe the one guy, Mikage, just has the hots for Mamiya, and it's just kind of like... I'm going to be your groom, so you be the bride or something. I don't know.
The vibes are weird.
Yes. It does. Okay, because he may...
Himemiya?
I can't say anyone's name. Yeah, so that's Hime, which is princess. What does the rest of this name mean? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know a Japanese word that's just Mia. Let me look and see. Mia.
I just want to be like Mamma Mia now when I'm seeing this freaking name.
Mia means shrine or imperial residence or palace or temple.
Okay. Like castle?
Himemiya,
like castle
the whole thing is princess.
Okay.
Is Mamiya something?
Hime meant princess. Hime.
Well, Hime is a shortened version of it. That's the first half of it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they keep talking.
Anyways.
So she's like, anyway, let's make you the true Rose Bride, and then we can gain the power of Dios and his eternal secrets. Even End of the World has recognized our potential. But first, we need to defeat Utena and take Anthy and then kill her. They just need a duelist to do it. Because that's what this arc is about.
Okay, now I'm thinking like maybe it's like they're twins and reverse to reality. It's like they only needed the girl. And so they have Anthy. And so she's the important one. And this guy just got like, I don't know. He's just the spare hanging around and built resentment. And Mikage's into him. So he's like, let's just take it for ourselves that they discarded you just because you're... No, I just like... We'll see if any of this is right. It's probably all wrong. Terrible speculation on my part.
No, I mean, like, we do learn some stuff that, like, okay, they need the power of Dios. Like, the thing people need is the power of Dios to gain eternal secrets. End of the World recognizes that they can do that. So, like, End of the World is letting them try to obtain the power of Dios.
Oh, yeah.
But the power of Dios comes from the Rose Bride. But being the Rose Bride isn't tied to the specific person. She can be swapped out.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because I mean, that's what they're saying. They're like, oh, we're gonna replace the Rose Bride with you.
Okay.
And then we're gonna get the power of Dios through you.
Okay.
So it's like a title that you can like assume.
Okay, and then this character Mikage is a student.
Yes.
But it's I mean we'll find out later, but it doesn't seem like this other guy is a student there. So it's like, is Anthy aware of this character existing?
I don't know. Nobody's interacted.
Joe. Don't play coy.
Well, it's been a long time since I watched this.
You see?
But nobody, like, we don't see Mamiya interact with anybody else besides Mikage. Should we call him Mikage or Soji? What do you want to say?
I guess Soji is such like an old man name in my mind. Because that's like the name of all the like older guys in dating sims.
Okay.
I feel like they're all named Soji.
Let me do a find replace. Soji. We're going to replace that with
live editing.
Mikage. Place all. 17 replacements. Wow. All right. Great. I've lost my place in the notes.
Oh, no. All
right. Here we are. I'm back.
There you go. Yep.
Great. We see Kanae go to Nemuro Memorial Hall for an interview. She fills out a form and waits. We see that she's 18 years old.
Thank God.
Yep.
At least she's 18.
Yep. Eventually, she goes to the interview room, which is a confessional booth. She begins to tell a story about how her father chose Akito to be her fiance. She likes him and would do anything for him. She's like, he's great. I like him. The problem is that he has a younger sister, and Anthy doesn't like her. She goes into an anecdote about how one time she gave Anthy a scarf, and Anthy used the scarf to wipe her glasses, and she's like, you don't do that.
How dare she?
And Anthy's like, okay, but her eyes were totally hollow. Kanae blames her father's illness on Anthy and thinks that she'll like never get her to like her. And basically that she's like, my whole life is ruined because his sister doesn't like me and that there's no hope for a future for me.
I think we're being a little dramatic here, but also the music playing in this scene is so freaky. Like, this is a freaky ass scene.
Yeah.
The stuff going on in this booth every time now.
Yeah, I did not.
The vibes have changed drastically. Like, what happened to our goofy show?
Right. So while this is happening, she's in this confessional, but it actually operates as an elevator where the deeper into the problems she describes, the further the elevator goes down. And there was like a part where like she hesitates. This kind of always happens. There's a part where she hesitates and Mikage is like, go deeper over an intercom. And then she does and it keeps going down.
I guess we don't get like we don't get shown. They just show her showing up, but they must be summoned, right? Like to this place.
Yeah, they're like here for an interview is always the framing of it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming to join
what happens to people who don't pass the interview?
I don't know.
Questions.
Eventually she hits the bottom.
Feels like the start of the show. Sorry. Eventually, it just feels like the start of the show again where I have 500 questions.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a new arc.
Sorry. Okay, I won't interrupt you.
No, it's good.
Go ahead.
She hits the bottom and Mikage appears behind her saying that her only option is to revolutionize the world and he's going to help her out. He leads her into an enormous room with all the shoes of the dead boys and several square like recesses in the walls. And Mikage says that this is the hallowed ground where 100 duelists now sleep. And this room leads to end of the world.
Oh, are they not dead yet?
Who's not dead?
The people in the freaking drawers?
They seem to be dead, but they're also preserved. It's weird.
Yeah, okay.
Like Mickey says they were buried alive. Did he say alive?
What does Mickey know?
That he was buried. Yeah, that's true. He doesn't know. That's just what he said. Anyway, Mikage activates one of the recesses in the wall and it turns out it's a morgue drawer. Like the thing they have at the morgue where you pull it out and it's like a body laying in there. And the body of one of the boys slides out. Mikage takes off a duelist ring off of the dead boy's hand and shows Kanae that the ring has turned black, which happens when the duelist dies. So yeah, they are dead.
Oh, this must be like, now I'm thinking it's like Get Out, where it's like maybe it's like the soul of the person that the ring is getting taken from and given to gets to take over that host or something.
Kind of.
Yeah. Freaky.
Yup. Kanae gets freaked out and tries to leave, but she's stopped by Mamiya, who appears behind her with a black rose, and he tells her that the rose will be her new heart and stabs her with it while Mikage puts the ring on her finger. Later that evening, Utena opens her locker to see an invitation to the dueling arena. We get a new Kashira Shadow Troop scene for this arc, and the format has changed.
I like it.
Instead of being projected on a wall like they previously were, they're now in the stained glass window that we saw them transport to in the last episode. Additionally, the silhouette of Utena now stays in the shot while it's happening, and Utena herself will occasionally comment on what's happening in the play. It also like begins with them saying Kogai, which is like extra, read all about it, like you're selling a newspaper, instead of Kashira, which is like, oh, did you know? I wonder. So it's this is like news instead of gossip.
Gotcha.
I'm going to call them the Kogai group from now on.
Okay.
The play this episode is about a girl who is growing up and is worried about it. Her wisdom teeth comes in and she doesn't know what to do about it. And Utena tells her to pull it out very straightforwardly. Utena goes to the dueling arena and we get absolute Destiny Apocalypse, but this time there are some loud drum backings to the song. But it's otherwise the same. Mm-hmm. How do we like the drum beat?
I can't say I recall it. Oh, that's my bad.
I find it very distracting.
Okay. Well, I'll be sure to super pay attention to how distracting it is next time and provide feedback then.
Next time I will get distracted by it. Utena gets to the dueling arena, but instead of an empty arena like normal, now there are 100 desks arranged in a square grid like a classroom, each with a like white lily flower on top of it. And on the floor around the desks are like red body silhouettes, like they would be chalk drawings at a crime scene.
It did not register with me that these were like school desks for some reason. Yep. But yeah.
Yep, these are
things be changing.
This is the 100 boys.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. I think it's cool. Among the desks.
It's eerie.
Among the desks, we see Kanae wearing a purple prince uniform. She seems very different and tells Utena that she'll win the duel and kill the Rose Bride. Anthy comments that she isn't the same as before, but Kanae says that this is the real her that she had buried deep within herself. And says as long as the Black Rose exists, she won't keep pretending to be her fake self. Utena thinks it's the Rose's fault, and, the rose is on her chest pocket like normal, because the dueling rules are still basically the same. Utena pulls the Sword of Dios and the duel begins. It's a cool duel, and Utena does a backflip at one point. We're going to see this backflip several times. It's one of the repeated sequences, and it's cool every time. She merges with the prince and defeats Kanae, breaking the Black Rose. The desks collapse into squares, and Kanae screams as the black ring shatters, and she collapses onto the ground on one of the red chalk drawings and falls asleep.
Yeah, what is, because, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, sometimes it just takes my brain a long time to...
Oh, it's good. There's a lot going on.
Together a reaction. And then by that time, you're already going on to the next thing. Well, I wonder is there a... that you can share reason why the desks all combine into a singular big unit versus being spread out like before?
I don't know. I think it's just indicating that the duel is over. Okay. I don't actually know about that. I mean, I do think that
I never figured it out. Sorry. Nope. I was about to just change it again to a different thing. Continue with your thought that is relevant to what we're talking about.
I was saying, I do think when the ring breaks and she falls onto the red chalk drawing, that is the spirit of that person leaving kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. I was going to say, we never figured out what the hell's going on with Mickey's stopwatch either, did we?
No.
Why?
He's trying to capture time or something. I don't know.
His fight was reason? Is that right?
His fight was
something to do with that.
I think it was reason. Let me go look. Fight.
Weird. So I'm
his is reason, Jury's is love, and Nami's adoration. Yeah, his is reason.
Yeah. I think I understand the other two. His is reason.
Reason.
For what reason?
He's got reasons for doing things. Reason, logic. That doesn't really seem to fit.
His lack of it.
Yeah, his lack of
his susceptibility to other people's reasoning and then applying it to
keep that in mind for next episode. Keep the naivete of Mickey in mind for next episode. Because, oh boy.
Right. That's right. Okay. Let's continue with this one.
Back underground, we see the morgue drawer that the boy was in pushed through to the other side of the wall and fall into an incinerator.
I thought this was funny.
It's very, it's pretty cool. Mikage comments. Yeah, see ya. Well, that didn't work. Mikage comments that Utena is stronger than he thought, and they may need to take a different approach. Later, Utena is thinking when Anthy announces that she's going to go see her brother. Utena asks Anthy if Kanae remembers anything about the Black Rose, but apparently she hasn't. She's forgotten everything up to that point. And Utena's I guess we can't ask her questions about it. Sorry she got involved. But Anthy's oh, it's cool. It's not your fault that she got involved. And then she leaves. Anthy leaves, and Utena asks Choo-Choo why he isn't going with her, but Choo-Choo avoids answering the question.
I know. Choo-Choo's your friend now, Utena.
Yep. Anthy goes to the planetarium, and we see Akio. Akito. I don't know why I put that in there. We see Akio, shirt half open, lounging on a couch suggestively.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm replacing Akito in there.
Do. Yeah.
Anthy takes off her glasses as Akio beckons her over. She walks over as the curtain falls and the lights go out, and Akio asks if she missed him, and she says yes as the projector turns on. Back at home, Utena and Choo-Choo fall asleep as we cut to credits.
Yep. I'm assuming they're not related.
Why?
Because it's left in a very suggestive way, and I will say the voice actor for Akio, he's got a seductive sounding voice when he's all come here.
Yeah.
If it was really your sister, that's fucked. If it's oh, what about this other freaking high school? This girl's in middle school, even worse. And the sister part's the worst part, but
ranking the problematic elements of this scene. Yeah. Number 1. Where do you want to start with this episode?
I'm trying to guess. I'm guessing. Let me just I've got ideas.
Yeah.
We'll see if any of my ideas ever end up being right. I did just watch The Prestige for the first time and totally guessed the plot twist of that
you did?
immediately. Yes.
Okay, that's impressive because that's like a weird plot twist.
Well, not the Hugh Jackman one, but the Christian Bale one.
Yeah. That one's also
not
kind of
that
tough.
part. That'd be crazy.
The Hugh Jackman one, that would be. I would be like, how?
No.
Good movie.
But, okay, so I'm thinking maybe Akio is in a role that is higher placed than the fiance of the Rose Bride, and that's why she's over or not sharing things with Utena in regards to this person and obedient to this guy. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, in terms of hierarchy, right? He is the chairman of the school, which comes above the head of the student council, and I guess all the teachers, right?
Although Utena isn't part of the student council.
That's true. But in terms of the structure, he's the highest in the structure. Because, I guess he's acting as Well,
she said, I'm assuming, and because Kanae is oh, my father's illness, I'm guessing Akio's got something to do with that, maybe.
Like a setup. He's only dating her to access the planetarium.
Yeah.
Why? You think that's the only reason why he's dating her?
Why? Yeah. Because he's got his sister to date otherwise, that's true. Why does he need another girl? All
right, do we want to just talk about Akio first?
Sure.
He's totally the guy in the last episode, right?
Yes.
Or he looks 100%. Just like the guy in the last episode who goes up to the castle.
Yes.
So he definitely knows what's happening.
Yes. Did he introduce himself with a different name in this than he did there?
He didn't have a name in the last episode.
Okay.
But
it's definitely
we see the back of him and it matches the back of him here.
It's totally him. So he's overseeing everything seemingly.
He knows everything.
I wonder.
He even knows how it works. So he must have seen it happen before, or at least read how it happened before, knows how. He knows there's a duel called Revolution.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, because he's dabbling with Anthy, and if it seems to be warring factions of Black Rose versus normal Rose, is he neutral, or is he leaning normal Rose and will not the emergence of this Black Rose thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. This does seem like it's...
Anthy seems unfazed by this new setup in her, area, her arena. So
it is very funny when Kanae is I'm going to acquire the Rose Bride and then kill her, and then Anthy's she seems different.
Yes, well, I mean, I can see it being eerie, the way Anthy interacts with this. It doesn't feel that different from how she interacts with anyone, but this girl doesn't have any idea what's going on with all this stuff, supposedly. So it makes sense that Anthy's behavior is kind of creepy to her.
Yeah.
Versus it's easily dismissed by Utena and them because they know she's got this whole role to fill and everything else is secondary to that.
Do you want to talk about Kanae's stuff, or do you want to talk about the Mikage and the guys in the basement?
Let's do Kanae and then them.
Okay. How do we feel about Kanae's arc here? Did you I feel like I have an understanding of what her deal is, maybe.
Okay, let's hear.
Okay.
Your understanding of that.
So the Kogai Shadow Troop, their whole play at this time is somebody who's afraid of growing up, and then she's oh, I have these wisdom teeth, what should I do? And Utena's just pull them out. Mm-hmm. But doesn't really get at the actual fear of growing up kind of thing, of all of these changes are happening and there's all these expectations of me. And when Kanae is in the confessional, she talks about how her marriage to Akio was arranged, and she's oh, he's great, but he has this sister who is I can't seem to get to like me, and also has a very hollow affect when I look at her, right? But when I think about who is performing their role the most, it's Anthy, right? Anthy is the most performing her role, as the Rose Bride.
Yeah.
And Kanae, this is my read of it. Kanae is worried about getting married and having to act like the Rose Bride, because that's what you do when you get married. You have to be you have to play the part of a bride. And she sees Anthy doing it, and it freaks her out because she's afraid of getting older and having to fulfill these duties that she has been kind of forced on her.
That's if she understands the dynamic between them, or what Anthy does.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's like because we talk about we get to the part where she's at the dueling arena and she's like, this is my true self that I've been pushing down and I'm not going to go back to being fake, which is kind of like, this affect she puts on when, they go and meet her is like not really how she's feeling about everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's a lot more than I thought. I just kind of figured she was just like the, lightly related to them, but not enough because this is the starting point and like we ramp it up with a bigger character as the person that they bring in for this interview next time. Yep. So I just kind of was like, she's just a softball character.
She is the opening shot, right?
Yeah. So I didn't think too deeply into her.
Mm-hmm.
But do we see her often again?
I don't remember this arc a super ton.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. And we want to talk about our
boys in the basement.
Yeah, they're starting a band.
Yes. Vibes weird.
Yeah. Yeah, not where I thought, not at all what I thought the Black Rose or Black Rose arc was going to be about when you told me the name. I thought it was good. Well, maybe this is where it's like in shonen, it's always like, oh, there's always like the inner demon of the main protagonist, like in Bleach, it's the Hollow, and Naruto, it's the Nine Tails, and Inuyasha, it's his demon blood. Like there's always some kind of internal enemy that you have to grapple with in addition to the external ones. And I don't know. I guess I just assumed this is going to be what happened here for Anthy. And I guess it's more of an external thing, but seems to be in relation to her.
Kind of.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Wait, how about you? What thoughts?
I think that the one thing that I'll flag in this episode is kind of interesting is that how Mikage talks about how End of the World acknowledges them, which is like they're in contest with, Anthy and Utena, but End of the World is still on board with what they're doing, potentially. So whoever End of the World is or whatever End of the World is like, okay with this level of tampering. Well, it's like
competition breeds better results in the end than like a single thing in the running.
So
it puts the pressure on. Yeah.
Very unclear what End of the World wants or is expecting, right? Because apparently swapping the Rose Bride doesn't matter very much to them.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that happens. What happens to Anthy?
I think they kill her.
I'd be interested to see. Well, okay. Right. They are trying to kill her. So it can only be transferred if she dies. Unlike with her partner, it's like whoever wins the duel. Because I don't like if Utena lost the duel, it's not like she's just going to lay back and let them kill Anthy in front of her. Is she going to pull a Nanami and go rogue and not follow the duel system to God, so many things could happen.
So many things. But yeah, like structurally it's kind of weird, right? Because like the Rose Bride needs to summon the power of Dios. The champion needs to like win duels so they can evoke more of Dios. And that's how you awaken the power. So you need to have like the vessel and then like the activator.
Yeah, because what if they were to kill Anthy and then this Mamiya, whatever, Boy Wonder takes over as Rose Bride role. If they then get defeated, does he just become the new Anthy where they take him over because this faction doesn't kill or what?
I guess.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess we'll see if any of this is explained.
Yep.
At any point.
All right. Final ep.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Episode 15, not 14. I don't know why I wrote 14.
I was going to say, what? It's all good.
Episode 15 is called The Landscape Framed by Kozue. We open on Mickey, who spots his sister Kozue flirting with some guy, and she glances at him, but then goes back to flirting. Mickey starts to leave, but he's stopped by his piano teacher, who has recently been injured, and the teacher is like, very hands-on with Mickey's.
I hate this.
Starting with an appropriate shoulder touch, and then turning into a very inappropriate hip touch. Kozue sees this and shoves the boy she's flirting with away.
This is awful. It doesn't seem to depict Mickey being excessively uncomfortable with this, or maybe I missed shots of the face, so I was like, or maybe this is just what he's used to. I don't know how long this instructor's been around in his life, but I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, he does not seem to be aware of what's happening.
Yeah, no. How could you? Very blatant.
We cut to Toga sulking in his house, and Nanami asks him if he wants to eat dinner or, like, I don't know, come out of this room maybe, but he doesn't respond, and Nanami thinks that she'll lead the student council while he's recovering. We cut to Mikage and Mamiya talking in the Black Rose room, and Mamiya says that the student council members have swords strong enough to beat Utena buried within their hearts, but Mikage counters that they've already lost their duels. Mamiya says that there are some people who are close to them that can use their hearts for them. Mikage says he'll consider it, but they're still going to need to find some people that are close to the student council for this plan to work. We got to Kozue at swim practice. Some girls talk to her about how she apparently has a different boyfriend, but she clarifies that she has an additional boyfriend and that she can help them get additional boyfriends too. A girl asks her to introduce her to her brother, and she comments that a girl already has his attention.
She also did not seem to like them even being interested in him.
No.
So protective from a distance kind of dynamic.
Yep.
With the siblings here.
We cut to Mickey going to Anthy's dorm. He tries to hype himself up to ask Anthy to play piano with him, but Utena catches him on the way in. Utena drags him into the room, and Mickey nervously greets Anthy. They hang out and make awkward small talk as Mickey tries to flirt, and eventually he asks her to play piano with him and meet his piano teacher. We cut to his piano teacher frantically running away, scattering sheets of music as he runs down a bunch of stairs, and we pan up to see that the teacher has been running away from Kozue. Nearby, Jury is just there and speculates that Kozue was the one who pushed him down the stairs, a few weeks ago, even though he said it was an accident. She adds that last night he got a threatening phone call. Kozue's like, I guess you figured everything out, huh? And Jury's like, well, not everything. And she asks Kozue why she's been doing this. And Kozue says it's because he's going to sully Mickey. Later that night, Mickey and Kozue, who I guess share a room, get ready for bed.
Which is crazy. They're
twins.
13.
They're like one and the same.
I think it's too old to be sharing a room with your opposite gender sibling.
Mickey makes them both milkshakes because he is a child, but Kozue says it's too sweet for her, and Mickey drinks his.
That seems bad. I mean, what? It seems like a common thing. Let's just have a milkshake before bed.
It's so funny.
Get a good crazy.
We cut to Mickey and Anthy playing piano. Utena is also there just kind of hanging out, but she sees Kozue and comments that they look alike. Kozue and Mickey, because they're twins. Kozue asks who the girl playing with Mickey is, and Utena tells her it's Anthy, but then pauses when she sees her face, which looks kind of angry. We get the student council elevator sequence, but Nanami's our narrator instead of Toga, and it sounds way worse.
I was going to say, it sounded crazy different. Well, because I think it's all three women voice actors for these three characters.
Yeah, when they say the final thing.
Sounds so different than when Toga's and Saionji are in the mix, yeah.
Very funny. She asks them if they have any objections to her acting as the new student council president while Toga is gone, and Mickey and Jury are like, yeah, whatever. And Jury comments that they've stopped receiving letters from End of the World anyway, so doesn't seem like the student council's doing much. We cut to Anthy and Akio meeting at the planetarium. We cut to Utena and Akio meeting at the planetarium. Utena tells Akio about how Miki has a crush on Anthy, and Akio is like, oh, that's nice. I'm just glad she has friends like you and is living a normal life. Utena comments that she's an only child and wonders what it's like having a sibling. She's like, yeah, like your siblings with Anthy. Mickey has a sibling. It's, I've never had one. I don't know what that's like.
Girl, in this world, it seems like you just don't want one. There doesn't seem to be any good.
Don't have a sibling. Don't own a cat.
Yes. Lessons learned.
Akio gives her a slide projection of the moon, and Akio says that looking at it makes him feel better. We jump to Mickey waiting in the music room for Anthy. He falls asleep, and Kozue appears. She thinks back to them playing piano and drinking milkshakes together as children. She leans down and kisses his head just as Anthy walks in, and she's like, oh, did you see that? But Anthy just smiles, and Kozue's like, what, you got something to say? But Mickey wakes up before they can continue. Kozue goes to Nemuro Memorial Hall for an interview. She gets into the confessional and begins. She talks about how Mickey really cared about her since they were kids. She even intentionally dates boys he doesn't like to make him jealous. But now she's disturbed by how Mickey is focusing on Anthy, and she doesn't like it. Mikage appears and tells her that her only option is to revolutionize the world. We cut to Mickey going to the music room only to find Kozue playing the Sunlit Garden perfectly on the piano, an instrument she can't play. And we see that she's wearing a black ring. You zoomed in on yourself.
Yes, I did. That way, if I'm eye rolling or anything, you don't
okay, good. Miki walks up astonished that she's able to play this, and she gets up and leans toward him like she's about to kiss him. Miki recoils as it notices the ring on her finger, and she tells him it's the rose that which blooms at the end of the world. Miki's heart starts pounding, and he throws himself back as his rapier appears out of his chest, not unlike how the sword of Dios appears out of Anthy's. It's a cool scene. Later, Utena and Wakaba check out the bulletin board where the final exam schedule is posted, and Utena sees a dueling invitation on the board as well. We get the Kogai Shadow Troop. In this skit, there is one person on a train and one vendor trying to sell them food. The passenger insists that they don't want anything, so Utena says that they should just ignore the vendor, but the passenger relents and buys some food.
This is my favorite one so far. Just every time the girl did the
oh, yeah.
as the like train. So funny.
It's so funny. Yeah. Love it when you insist that you don't want a thing, but it turns out you do. Utena goes to the dueling arena, and we get Absolute A Destiny Apocalypse background drums version. At the top, she finds a familiar scene with 100 desks arranged in a grid, but this time there are milkshakes on the desk instead of flowers. Utena sees that her opponent is Kozue and tells her again that she is going to win and kill Anthy as the goal. And Utena recognizes that she's using Miki's sword this time and is like, whoa. Using Miki's sword? Utena draws the Sword of Dios, while the background singers sing a song about using a time machine to go back to your youth, in case you didn't understand what's happening here. The duel begins, and even though Kozue is using Miki's sword, which is a rapier, she is not fighting like a fencer at all. She's like grabbing it with both hands.
I forgot this part.
And while they're fighting, Anthy starts drinking the milkshakes, which is so funny to me.
This seems on brand, honestly. Where's Choo Choo? He'd be tearing up those milkshakes.
Choo Choo can't come to the duels. That's too serious.
He would have annihilated all of them in 2 seconds.
Kozue is able to knock the Sword of Dios out of Utena's hand, but then she does a cool backflip and gets it back. She gets near Anthy, who imbues it with the power of the Rose Bride in a much cooler and less overtly sexual way than she did with Toga, which I appreciated.
Yeah. Yes.
Utena activates the power of Dios, and she defeats Kozue. Like with Kanae, Kozue passes out on a red outline, and her ring breaks. In the Memorial Hall, another morgue drawer falls into the incinerator. We cut to Miki and Kozue in their room, and Kozue asks if she really just passed out randomly, and Miki's like, yeah, so just take it easy, and then he kisses her on the forehead. Kozue asks for a milkshake. Utena looks up at the moon, the real-ass moon, not a slide projection of the moon, and thinks that Akio was right. Looking at the moon does make her feel better.
Okay. Oh, no. Well, we're almost
at the end.
I was just going to say, I feel like the moon thing, I thought it was some kind of reference to like, this is what it's like to have an older sibling where it's like, you look up to them and you just feel better seeing them or something. Is that an accurate read on that?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, because Miki is the older twin. Back at the planetarium, Anthy once again goes to see Akio, and they do something as we cut to credits.
So screen cuts the black, and
she says chew. She makes a joke about a thing Miki said earlier about calling choo 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 choo.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay. Here's my question though. We're seeing the difference that they're implying by saying that because we're seeing the subtitles. But if you're just hearing it, are they saying it differently? Because it's basically just the spelling of it, but it sounds the same the way you're saying it.
So there's more emphasis.
How did they get that?
In Japanese, there's more emphasis for how long you say a vowel sound. So like choo-choo is different than choo-choo.
Oh.
Like noticeably different. Like they would comment on that.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, how about you tell us? God, siblings suck in this. I'm like, ew.
Yep, we're getting in it.
I would like to see... God forbid. Okay, I'm like, are we going to see any sisters or a pair of brothers? And it's like a normal relationship? Maybe we'll one day see a normal sibling depiction in this show.
I don't think this show is about normal depictions of people.
I guess not.
This is not the slice of life anime you should be recommending to your friend.
Oh, no, it was not on the list I sent. For sure.
Yeah, all right. Where do you want to start with this episode?
You start.
I start. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about milkshakes for a second.
So
this one's kind of hard because it's like I feel like I had more trouble with this one than the last one.
Okay, can I take a crack?
Yeah.
Okay, now that you're saying, okay, Mickey may be older, but he really is the one in a more childlike state still. And so his technically younger sister is having to be the one that's vigilant and looking out and trying to act more adult on the behalf of both of them.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because it's like he's very naive. He doesn't understand what his music teacher is implying by grabbing his waist. He also drinks milkshakes at night because he's a child, like they did when they were kids, right? Whereas Kozue is like engaging in sexuality. She's like has a bunch of boyfriends. You know, it's implied that she was like making out or doing something with Toga way back.
Oh God, that's right.
In episode whatever. So she has like already kind of ventured into a more adult space than Mickey ever has.
It's horrifying because she is like 13.
Yep.
Ugh.
Kids have sex when they're 13.
I guess so.
It does happen in real life.
I know. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so there is definitely he is naive and she is more mature, even though she's the younger of the two. But she also like very clearly desires something from him. It doesn't necessarily seem to be sexual because she seems uncomfortable with him getting in sexual situations with anybody else. Mm-hmm. But she does want to monopolize him, right? Where she's like jealous of Anthy and, you know.
Well, I mean, it seemed like when she wasn't feeling well, she was indulging and acting like the younger one where she's, you know, he's kind of taking care of her and she does want the milkshake.
Yes.
So maybe she just wants.
She kind of regresses at the end.
Where she doesn't have to worry about him because everything's fine and then she can.
Yeah, well, it's like
spoiled by him,
like in the Kasha and then the Kogai skit about how like, oh, you act like you don't want this thing, but you do, and like Utena's like you should just ignore it. Like you should this like desire you have that you don't understand, and maybe you like isn't good. Maybe you should ignore it, which Kanae does not do, and she kind of relapses at the end, being like, yeah, I'll try to go back. I'll try to return to innocence. This will work.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like that we're also getting Utena chiming in on these things.
Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of what feels like is happening. Both Kozue and Mickey want to return to the past in some way, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, and I know what's next on our agenda. It must be Jury's lady.
We're gonna see her. Yeah. How do we like the you pull the sword out of the student council member because you have grasp of their heart?
It wasn't as animated as nicely as the Rose Bride version. I wish they did make it look all pretty like they did with that, right?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be kind of weird. Like it's very framed like a horror thing in this because it like happens in a like shadow on the wall.
Yeah, we're really pushing the shoujo.
Yeah, how do we feel about these two episodes? Like, how do we feel about the tone shift?
I did not see it coming. It's eerie. It's spooky. Weird character dynamics. It's intriguing. It's interesting. I'll be interested to see how they can if they can still fit in like goofy episodes, or if the tone is too serious now to do that still.
Let me tell you, the next episode.
And then what happens?
The next episode is very goofy.
Okay. Well, I guess they do it with ease. Because if it's okay, so it's not the next episode, isn't it? But I'm assuming the next time we have one of these encounters, it'll be with Jury's folks. But then after that, is it Toga? Because Nanami is a duelist, so it's not like they can use. I'm assuming you can't use. I guess that's a bad assumption. I guess. Or if he's no longer a duelist, is he used against Nanami if she's actively a duelist still and Toga's given up or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Because who do we got left? We got Jury, we have Nanami, we have Toga, and we have Saionji. Those are the people that have dueled before and have weapons.
Mm-hmm. We don't know anything about Saionji having any connections to people. So
no. Well, he has a connection.
I don't know. Yeah,
not really. I was like, he has a connection to Toga, but
I mean to Toga,
that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, it's been 2 lady duelists back to back, and I'm assuming the next one will be as well. But
right, so this is the interesting thing about this arc, right? Because if you think about what the motivators and who was doing the dueling in the first arc, it was mostly men and Juri, who is the other one, or like Juri and Utena are both dressing like men all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they want to get Anthy so they can acquire power for themselves to revolutionize the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they also, like, their motivators were that Anthy was something they wanted to acquire, right? It's like she represented the thing that they wanted. Or like didn't address about themselves or something like that. In this arc, it seems like, well, one, it's the people around them, usually in the kind of subordinate position, right? Like the women would be, you know, under the person who would be the prince thing, right? They're both, you know, traditional feminine women in this. And their motivator is that Anthy reminds them of something about themselves or something they're jealous of about themselves. Like they want to be Anthy in this case. Because Kanae is like, well, for Kanae it doesn't work as well, does it? Because she's like,
well, I guess it's like
afraid
she wants, or she's going to be a part of this family, and Anthy's in the family already. So that's the thing that she has that she does.
Right. That's what the future holds for her. It's becoming like Anthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that freaks her out. And then Kanae is just jealous of Anthy getting close to Mickey, and she wants to stay close to Mickey. So Kozue, sorry.
It's a lot of names to keep track of.
Yeah, so
it's a big cast.
Yeah, so that's the difference here. And like their motivator isn't to acquire Anthy; it's to kill her so she can be replaced, possibly by them or something. You know.
I guess when we finish this show, we'll probably do. You think we'll do like we did with Rose of Versailles, where we have our two protagonists in our rankings? Is it going to be like Anthy and Utena, or are we just counting Utena? So I'm like,
that feels fair. It feels fair to do both.
Yeah. So I'm like, who the hell's going to be? I guess Choo Choo's going to be my side character pick, probably.
It's a pretty good one.
Yes. But yeah, it's a huge cast.
It's a pretty big cast, yeah. But yeah, we're returning to some of the side characters. That's fun. I'm glad we're not just like dumping them off.
Yes. Well, it's like, and we're still getting to explore them along with this new stuff too.
Yeah, like this.
So it's not like we're putting off anything new to revisit the old.
Yeah, like I do. It like, you know, it is a little off-putting. Or, you know, the first time I watched it, I was a little mixed about this arc because it does the thing that you commented on before, which is like the Black Rose just introduces two new guys that we'd never heard about before. And I was kind of disappointed. I was kind of hoping something else would happen. But I do like the fact that they spend what the two guys are doing is basically reincorporating a bunch of side characters into something more interesting.
Well, I wonder, do we get an updated opening song at any point, or is that the same opening throughout the whole one? Because we don't see these characters in that opening.
I think it's the same opening throughout.
Okay.
I will say, like, the next time, like, we get format changes, and like the last saga or the last arc will also get format changes. Like, I think the Shadow Troop will change. I think Ultimate Destiny Apocalypse will change some as well. So we do update that stuff, like the repeated stuff here, but not the opening. I think the opening and the ending stay the same.
Gotcha. Well, definitely interested to see where this goes. We're already almost halfway through the show. Yep.
Oh.
Sweet.
It's hard. It's hard writing these as summaries. I feel like I have to really pay attention to what I include in the summary.
Yes. Well, I appreciate you because because you always do the summaries. It's not like before when I was the one introducing you to the thing that I was doing the summary then. And then, so I didn't have the same struggle of trying to format things without giving it away to you, the new and anyone listening, maybe for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I should shout out for these episodes. I did use a lot of the references that I mentioned at the top of this show. So like satirist.org had like some nice breakdowns of like the song lyrics and stuff like that. That was really useful. And then the Empty Movement blog had a lot of like resources where I could look at the actual scripts of stuff to help with that. So those are both super helpful in like describing what's going on. Because, you know, there are parts where I'm confused. I'm like, what's going on? Like I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what type of flowers were on the desks when Kanae has her duel.
Oh,
and like people in the forums like, oh, they're like white lilies, which are like funeral flowers because all of those boys are dead. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So good resources. I'm glad there's a lot of stuff I can draw from, so I'm not just grasping. Because without that stuff, I probably would be more grasping in this part. So trying to do my homework a bit so that I can have better takes. But who knows? Maybe it's still wrong.
But I just show up, come up with them on the fly. So the thought and time is appreciated that you put into it. I just Googled why so many cursed siblings in anime. And
what did it say? I have to know.
AI. Well, I was going to say AI overview.
It's just like
the
that.
Prevalence of cursed or highly dysfunctional, obsessive, and sometimes incestuous sibling relationships in anime stems from a combination of cultural, industrial, and narrative factors aimed at specific audience demographics. The key reasons listed are moe and wish fulfillment, cultural context and taboo, brocon and ciscon tropes, convenience for plot and comedy, targeted demographics, and reincarnation themes. Yes, AI. I don't know how well they nailed that, but
thanks, plagiarism machine, for telling us that stuff that maybe made sense.
Oh man, sweet. Okay, well, you want to tell folks how they
rate us 5 stars? You can send us emails if you have a better explanation of what's going on in these episodes without spoilers. You can send them to shoujopod@gmail.com. If you just want to say nice things to us, which you should do, you can also send an email there just saying nice stuff. Leave a comment on things that you can leave comments on,
like Instagram.
I was like, what can you leave comments on? The YouTube episodes and that other stuff
on Spotify too.
Yeah.
Lots of places to leave comments. Right. You can even on our show notes there, or at least in our show description, there should be a tag that says like, follow us on all the things with a hyperlink, and that hyperlink takes you to our link tree, of which there's a Discord linked there. So if you guys wanted to join a Discord server where we have a section dedicated to talking about the shoujo or giving suggestions and stuff like that, you should totally check that out.
Yeah. What did we learn?
Sweet. Don't have multiple children. In Utena.
Just don't have multiple children. One's enough.
And don't
what do you need two
have
for?
Cats.
Don't drink milkshakes before bed. Like, I understand that you're like still a child at heart. You probably shouldn't. That's probably not good for your tummy.
Those had to be homemade, right? I mean, that looked like a fancy house. So these are some rich kids.
It's
probably.
nice.
So they have some fancy
nice
made person making them fancy hand-spun milkshakes.
Yeah. If you suspect that one of the teachers at your school is doing something inappropriate with a student and you think you can get away with shoving them down the stairs without getting caught, you probably should do that.
God.
I'm endorsing getting only if you get away with it. If you don't get away with it, I'm no longer endorsing this crime.
Shove something.
I'm only endorsing this crime if you can get away with it.
Yes.
But if anybody asks, I didn't say that.
That's right. This is an explicit labeled podcast, so hopefully no young impressionable children.
Push them down the stairs in Minecraft. You know, we know how to have plausible deniability here.
Oh God. Okay. Well, that's gonna be a wrap today. We appreciate everyone listening. We super appreciate anyone who's sharing our podcast. And we hope you catch us next week, where I'm sure things get even worse. And maybe we get more of the uncomfy Anthy, Akio dynamic. Yep. Whoa. All right. See you then. Look forward to
woo.
Uncomfortable moments covered here on Shoujo. Bye.
Bye.